Hello guys, welcome back. My name is Nathan, and today we're going to be talking about Jesse Puljujarvi and if his NHL career is really over. Now, Jesse Puljujarvi recently just signed a one-year deal to play in the Finnish Liiga, skipping out on the Edmonton Oilers. And does this mean that his career in the NHL is over, or can he potentially return after this year or in his career later on? Watch till the end to find out. Now for me, Jesse Puljujarvi is one of my favorite players in hockey in general. Not just in the NHL, but hockey as a whole. He's such an amazing personality, and I still think has a lot of potential in the NHL. But the Edmonton Oilers obviously don't think the same way. Not signing him up to this point, he was an RFA throughout this whole offseason. Jesse Puljujarvi takes his destiny into his own hands and ends up signing with Karpat in the Liiga, which could revive his career and could potentially make him back into an NHL player. Just from day one, Jesse Puljujarvi was seemingly not a fit in that Edmonton organization. He was drafted 4th overall back in the 2016 draft, a pick that was seen as a steal for a lot of different people since Pierre-Luc Dubois went 3rd overall by Columbus. But again, he just never really fit too well in Edmonton. He had a decent year in his rookie year, but besides that, the rest of the years were definitely left to be desired. There just wasn't that great of a fit, and Jesse Puljujarvi and the Edmonton Oilers obviously decided to part ways. Now, Puljujarvi is a right winger at age 21. This past season with the Edmonton organization, played 46 games with the Oilers, got 4 goals, 5 assists for 9 points. In the AHL, got a point per game, 4 games played, 2 goals, 2 assists for 4 points overall. After that season, he was done with hip injury. He had 2 hip surgeries, which is never a good sign. And with Edmonton, it was obvious that they put him too much and that their kind of future for him is not what Puljujarvi wanted either. It just seemed like a bad fit both on the ice and off of it. Now, Edmonton, to be blunt, has been stupid when it comes to players with injuries. Last year, we saw Oscar Klefbom, who needed surgery on his shoulder, still played the full year, which is one of the most idiotic things I ever saw. And obviously with this Jesse Puljujarvi situation, it wasn't too much of a difference. He needed surgery on both hips. Both of them, and waited until the end of the season to get it, which is just terrible, especially for a team that wasn't even playing him too much. But for Puljujarvi, he obviously wanted out of that situation, a team that has done him no favors whatsoever, playing him in the wrong situation basically every single time, not giving him too big of an opportunity either, and for a guy that just had 2 hip surgeries, going to the Liiga I think is a good move for his career. Let's say he stays in Edmonton because Edmonton wasn't going to trade him. They didn't really find a partner for him. There wasn't too many suitors. He would stay in Edmonton and probably suck because Edmonton's not going to give him that great of an opportunity. He likely doesn't want to play in Edmonton either, so going to the Finnish Liiga, having a new start, and on a solid team in Karpat, he can have a solid year and hopefully bring back that NHL interest. Now, big thing to note about this new deal with Karpat for Puljujarvi is that there's an opt-out clause on the contract. Let's say Puljujarvi dominates the first couple of months. Before December 1st, he can opt out of that contract and sign with any NHL team, not just the Edmonton Oilers. And this falls in line with the RFA period. Obviously, with Edmonton, he was an RFA this offseason, so him signing with another team does make sense. But it really does all depend on his performance, because if he plays average or man in those first couple of months, there's probably not going to be a lot of NHL interest, and Puljujarvi might not want to go away from Finland. So that whole saga will be another thing to look out on. We already have so many RFAs that might bleed in December, and Jesse Puljujarvi might be the next one. Now, to me, the opt-out route is a little bit more unlikely than him just staying the full year, mostly because unless Puljujarvi has a dynamic first couple of months, I'm not sure there's going to be too many teams that are changing their minds on him. Remember, there wasn't that much trade value around him surrounding the whole trade, so we might not see that happen. But again, it is important for Puljujarvi to have that in there. Again, being able to go to an NHL team in December, any NHL team, not just the Edmonton Oilers, is very important, and we could see that saga lead up to something in December. But mainly when it comes to Puljujarvi, I want to see Jesse Puljujarvi be allowed to be Jesse Puljujarvi, because in that rookie year and during the World Juniors and that whole draft year, we saw his true personality, and it was a great one. While he really didn't speak the greatest English, he just had a vibrant personality and made for so many fantastic gifts. I want to see Jesse Puljujarvi refine himself, refine his game in Liiga, which I think could definitely happen. Again, on his old team in Karpat, I think he could do amazing there, and hopefully in League that's obviously lesser than the NHL, hopefully he can find his goal-scoring touch. I think he obviously has that, and in the NHL someday, if he has a good year, again, I think teams will be interested again. He's still young, still has potential, and I still think has value. Now, some of you guys know that I do like the Edmonton Oilers. I like them quite a bit, but I will not lie whatsoever in saying that the Edmonton Oilers did screw up Jesse Puljujarvi. It was so frustrating to see him after that solid rookie year just get so mishandled every single step of the way. And obviously Holland might be a little bit different if he were to stay there, but the damage I think has already been done. Jesse Puljujarvi, his development into a potential first liner, I think that won't happen anymore. I think he will be an NHL player, caliber player, but again, that reputation has kind of been squandered too. He's a guy that had so much potential to be an elite player in the NHL, and quite frankly, the Edmonton Oilers, a team that I like, screwed him up basically as much as possible. No, obviously it's not entirely the Edmonton Oilers' fault. Some of it does lie on Jesse Puljujarvi, and I do admit that, but a lot of it has to do with the Edmonton Oilers and their terrible management just when it comes to sending him down to the AHL and the NHL. Pretty much just totally, terribly evaluating when he's ready for the NHL, when he's ready for the AHL. Again, basically when he needed to be in the NHL, he'd be in the AHL, and when he needed to be in the AHL, he was in the NHL. It was just a complete dumpster fire, and hopefully in Finland, he gets that fixed. I want to see him have a good year, a successful year, and hey, if he can go to my favorite team, the Dallas Stars, I would like that quite a bit. Now, in saying that, I still believe this next season for Karpat and Jesse Puljujarvi is a super crucial one for his NHL career. Let's say he kind of plays meh or average. I could see him end up not getting that much interest and possibly staying in the Finnish Liiga. I don't want that to happen, but that is a possibility. But I do think Jesse Puljujarvi will do good in the Liiga. I think, again, going back to his home country will do him wonders. And for a team that has a pretty good track record of developing players, unlike Edmonton, I think he'll kind of round out his game too, and hopefully with that talent, it starts to show itself. But that connection between Edmonton and Jesse Puljujarvi, I think, is basically cut off at this point. Even if Puljujarvi has a good year, I think there's no chance he goes back to the Edmonton Oilers. But for a team that has some cap space that would definitely like to test out a young player, there's no better options next year if he has a good season than a guy like Jesse Puljujarvi. Again, a guy that's 4th overall pick, still has a ton of talent, I feel. And while I think his chances of being a first-line player in the future are basically over, I think he can be a solid middle six guy. That's what he was at Edmonton last year at the very least. Going on the question of if his career is actually over, again, I think it basically depends on this next season. If he has an average year, I think he might just stay in the Liga for the rest of his days, but if he has a solid year, does some damage in the playoffs, who knows? I think a team would definitely like to take a flyer on him. I think either way, even if he has an average year, I would still take a chance on him and bet on his talent. But again, NHL GMs right now surrounding him aren't the biggest fans. And if it changes next season, I think we'll see some big NHL interest. And if he does get signed by an NHL team, I think he will surprise a lot of people, including, hopefully, the Edmonton Oilers. But just in general, I'm really wishing the best for Jesse Puljujarvi throughout his career. Whether that's in the Liga, whether it's potentially in the NHL, I'm hoping he succeeds and is happy, because that personality, that bright spirit is missing in the NHL right now. It's better than it used to be, but guys like Jesse Puljujarvi make hockey fun, and I want to see that back in the NHL. Now, if I was a betting man, which I'm not because I'm 16 and not allowed to bet, I would say that Jesse Puljujarvi does return back to the NHL, and I say his career isn't quite over yet. He is going to the Finnish Liiga, so right now his career is technically over, but I think once we see him playing well next year, which I think will happen, I think some teams will be interested. I think he will sign maybe a 1 or 2 year deal in the NHL, hopefully get a middle six spot, hopefully gets an opportunity, because Jesse Puljujarvi deserves it. But of course, with this video, I want to hear your guys' thoughts down those comments down below. So let me know, what do you think about Jesse Puljujarvi signing a 1 year deal in the Finnish Liiga, and what do you think about his NHL career? Do you think he can return to the NHL, or do you think he'll stay in the Liiga? But if you guys want some more Grav videos just like this one, you should click on this card right here to watch my video on the Edmonton Oilers and their 3rd jersey that was just leaked. But that'll be it for today, guys. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Again, comment down below your thoughts on this Jesse Puljujarvi situation and what you think about it. I'm Nathan, and I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Goodbye.